Installation. What delayed the project was the equipment installation. He asked what installation process would take the longest. Whether the installation was done properly affects capacity. They wondered whether the installation had been completed. She checked if the installation was scheduled for next week. He mentioned that the installation required special tools. That the installation was complicated surprised everyone. They explained why the installation was delayed by a week.
Misplace. What he misplaced was the key to the front door. She wondered what item he had misplaced this time. Whether he will misplace it again is a big concern. They asked whether the document was misplaced. He checked if he had misplaced his phone in the car. She mentioned that she often misplaces important items. That he misplaced the files frustrated the whole team. They explained why the tools were misplaced last night.
Musician. What the musician played was a beautiful piece of music. They asked what musician would perform at the concert. Whether the musician is famous matters to the audience. She wondered whether the musician was trained. He checked if the musician was available for the event. They mentioned that the musician had won many awards. That the musician was late upset the organizers. They explained why the musician canceled the performance.
Notify. What they did was notify the staff about the meeting. She asked what time they would notify the participants. Whether they notify us on time is still a question. He wondered whether they had notified everyone. She checked if they would notify the customers today. They confirmed that they would notify the team later. That they notified everyone is appreciated by the staff. They explained why they couldn't notify us earlier.
On duty. What the officer did while on duty deserved praise. They asked what guard was on duty last night. Whether he is on duty now depends on his schedule. She wondered whether the nurse on duty could help her. He checked if anyone would be on duty during the holiday. They confirmed that the doctor on duty was experienced. That the staff on duty handled the issue well impressed him. They explained why the officer on duty couldn't leave early.
Operate. What they operate is a large manufacturing machine. He asked what machine they could operate without training. Whether they can operate it safely is the main concern. She wondered whether he could operate the machine. He checked if the system could operate without power. They said that the team could operate the machine well. That they operate efficiently saves time and resources. They explained why they couldn't operate the machine.
Platform. What she stood on was a plastic platform during the speech. He asked what platform they would board the train from. Whether the platform is high enough is a concern for safety. She wondered whether the platform was safe to stand on. They checked if the train platform was crowded this morning. He confirmed that the platform had been repaired recently. That the platform was unstable worried the performers. They explained why the platform was moved.
Procedure. What the procedure involved was multiple safety checks. They asked what procedure needed to be followed first. Whether the procedure is complicated depends on the task. She wondered whether the procedure could be simplified. He checked if the procedure had been updated this year. They confirmed that the procedure was standard here. That the procedure was long frustrated many employees. They explained why the procedure must be followed strictly.
Proceed. What they planned to proceed with was the construction. She asked what step they should proceed with next. Whether they proceed with the project depends on approval. He asked whether they could proceed without the permit. They checked if they could proceed after the inspection. He confirmed that they would proceed with caution. That they proceeded so quickly surprised many workers. They explained why they couldn't proceed yesterday.
Process. What the process involved was multiple stages of approval. He asked what process they used to create the product. Whether the process is efficient affects the outcome. She wondered whether the process could be shortened. They checked if the system could process the data faster. He mentioned that the process took longer than expected. That the process was slow caused delays in production. They explained why the process needed to be reviewed.